Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Paige, this is Seeking Alexandria, and guys, today we're just gonna sit down, we're gonna have some fun, and we're gonna do a full face of Wet n Wild. Now, this is one that you guys have been wanting to see for quite a hot minute, and I went through and I grabbed some new things from Wet n Wild as well as some old favorites, just like I did in my full face of e.l.f., which I will link right up here for you guys. And I really just love these videos. They're a good way for me to kind of enjoy makeup and not have to be so hypercritical, because you guys know I do a ton of reviews on my channel, and those always require kind of a different eye for me. They're more of like a look at price point, and you have to look at amount of product, you have to look at all these different things. And so when I can sit down and just do a full face, it's like physically more work, but it's also so much more just like relaxed and fun and goofy. And I have to be honest with you, I've been in kind of a place these last couple of days, and I really just, I need a video like this. I need a video where I can just sit down and just decompress for a minute. So I'm gonna really enjoy this. I hope you guys do too, and we're gonna jump right on into it with some primer and probably taking these glasses off because girl, they in the way. So for primer, we're gonna dive in with this guy right here. This is their Rose Primer Serum. I love how beautiful this looks in the bottle, and what I really like about this primer is that it's nice and thin. Obviously it's a serum primer, but it's not super oily, so I can get away with hitting my cheeks a little bit with this when they feel a little bit more dry, a little bit under the weather, if you will. I don't ever go in with a ton of it. I really like this because it does sink down nicely into the skin. It gives you a light amount of moisture, but not too much. So next up, we're gonna go in with this guy right here. This is an awesome cushion foundation. If you love cushion foundations, I highly recommend checking out the one from Wet n Wild, their Mega Cushion Foundation with SPF 15. I grabbed this in their lightest shade, which is 107A Cream Ivory, light medium with a warm undertone. And boy, is that a mouthful. And I really like this foundation. I feel like when you apply it to the skin, it does a great job. Now, I did previously mention that the shade range, not that great, but overall, the way it sinks and settles into the skin, it's definitely worth trying it. For me personally, because I am more on like the normal to oily side, it looks great for like a little while, and then after that, it kind of fades into the existence and it starts really breaking up on my skin. But it is a really nice one if you're more normal to dry, or even just normal combo. I think you could get away with it. I'm going to take my Real Technique sponge right here, good and damp and clean, and I'm going to just press into this product right here. I'm going to start patting it on the skin. And I think on camera, I actually remember this foundation. It didn't look horrible on camera. You're like, oh, it's not that bad. Girl, when you blend it out and it like, you really see an overall, you're kind of like, oh, I see what you're saying there, Miss Paige. So overall, it's one of those ones I definitely have to work with a little bit for the shade to look right. But it is just so beautiful. And I really love the way it smells because, as dumb as this is gonna sound, it has the SPF in it. And every time I smell this foundation, I'm like, oh girl, we going to the beach? Am I 7 again? Like, hello, where we going? Every time. It gets me every time. Oh God, my skin looks so pretty, so pretty. My ears are the wrong color, who cares? I'll see what I'm saying now about this shade match thing I got going on. It doesn't look so bad at first, but girl, she sneaks up on you quick. Alright, so next up, y'all, we're going to try and shade match ourselves with some concealer. This is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Concealer in the shade 835 Fair Neutral. Now, I'm not going to lie to you, I don't know if this is the lightest shade or not, but no matter what, it's going to be lighter than what I'm working with right now. We're going to try to shape out this under eye area, blend it out, shape out the forehead, all the normal areas, and really just try to make our face match our body. Like, that's the goal here. Face matching body is a goal. Okay, I distinctly remember not loving this Wet n Wild concealer this much. So why do I like it right now? Why does this look so good? Because I feel like the last time I used this, I was like, oh my God, what a fail. And now I'm just like, who has under eyes? This girl has under eyes. Okay. So far, I feel like this looks really nice. My skin is looking amazing, and that foundation is just like, it's becoming my skin. Like, I don't know how to explain it other than to say my skin just looks like pressed in. Loving it. Loving every minute of it. Loving every minute of it. Boop, boop. Now for powders, y'all, I have 2 of their big old photo focus powders here. I have their banana as well as their translucent. We're gonna go ahead here and take a look at the shades because I'm not really sure how to roll with this. This one I've never opened. Oh, it's probably because it's banana. Probably because it's not exactly my shade. Okay, understandable, understandable. There's not even a pull tab on this. Like, nowhere on here is there a pull tab. I'm going to sue. All right, so let's just take a little break from the banana one. Is the translucent one open? Hopefully, please, yes, please be open. Oh, thank you, God. This is the powder we're gonna be using because I just spent 10 minutes, literally 10 minutes, and I have made almost no progress on this. And even with a pair of tweezers, it kept ripping. So I'm gonna need some surgical instruments to deal with this later. So we're gonna go in with this translucent right here, and we are going to figure out how to do this all over the face because y'all know, typically I have like set powders I use, and this one is is on the very, very thinner feel, much more like I've been talking lately about the Jeffree Star powders, the Fenty powders, anything with this really, really thin powder type consistency that settles into the pores doesn't typically work on my face to set, but maybe because this is a lighter foundation, it would work a little better. I also don't have to worry about it being super robust because I'm not going to be wearing it for a long time today, so maybe this could work out in our favor in several ways. So let's just be optimistic and let's see how it goes. Okay. So let's re-pat out these creases, girl, and set this face. Nobody likes a creasy base. I'm just going in with my damp beauty sponge here, and I'm pretty much using this to just lightly press like a thin layer of this powder onto the skin. I don't want anything too thick, but I also know that to set this face, girl, you got to put something on there. You know what I'm talking about? So I got to be honest, y'all. Not the same color exactly, but my face looks so nice and smooth. I'm not mad at it. And by the way, using translucent was a good call because as it is, I feel like my skin got a little bit darker. So if I would have went in with banana, I really think I would have had a color situation on my hands. So I think this was definitely a good match. So for bronzer, I have both of these options right here. This is the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Contouring Palette. This is iconic. And this is their Color Icon bronzer in Ticket to Brazil. Also an iconic option. I'm not really sure which one I want though. Let me go ahead and swatch both because your girl don't know what she wants, honey. I am so indecisive. I have commitment issues. All right, so there is Ticket to Brazil. Nice and soft, light luminescence, beautiful shade. I love this a lot. Now let's go ahead and check the deeper shade here out of the contour palette. Very smooth, much more on the matte side and much more rich in pigment. I do think I will go with this one from the contour palette today. And this is the contour palette in 749A Dolce de Leche. So let's go ahead here with my IT Cosmetics blurring powder brush and get in there. Now I love using a duo fiber for bronzer, but you can obviously use whichever brush you like. Oh my god. Whew, girl, picked up too much product. Oh, I haven't used this in a minute and it is so rich in pigment. Whoa. Y'all had a couple days, just me and the dogs, so you better bet your booty it's a Dorito Cheeto cupcake chiseling kind of day. Now we're gonna buff this out a little bit here because we're looking, woo, girl. This is the Morphe and Jaclyn Hill JH01 brush, by the way, and hopefully it'll help me diffuse this because, oh, your girl's looking real bronzy. Oh, but that's pretty, right? Like, okay, it's a little bit a lot. I'm not gonna lie about it, but it's pretty. Ooh. Let's go back in with that sponge and just kind of tap that out a little bit. Maybe tap out a little bit of that color, just a little. This is so pretty. I can't get over it. Wow, that was aggressive. Paige, maybe you should calm down. You know what I love a lot about Wet n Wild? I love their affordability. Like, yes, the quality is really good. I like the way this is coming. Everything's great. But I love the affordable price point for what you get from them as a brand. And you know what I like even more than an already affordable brand? A brand that I find on clearance. Y'all, I died when I saw these. I have saved this blush for so long. It is one of my absolute favorite shades. It is Mellow Wine. And the color of this is like a dusty, rosy, pinky mauve situation. And I think it is just such a beautiful color. Originally $2.79. I got it on clearance, half off for $1.39. And there's just some things in life, like look at that color. Oh, just so even in pigmentation, so beautiful. And I don't know if I'm the only one that gets like this, but like when something's on clearance, I get like next level excited. So this is what we're going to be using today as soon as I can locate a brush, which I can't do because it's a mess. I actually think I'm going to use this. This is a ColourPop brush here, but I don't know which one it is. It's not labeled. It's just a big old fluffy guy. And I'm going to tap into this, tap off here, and hit these little cheekies, girl, because they need some love. I just love this color so friggin' much. So good. And my under eyes still look nice and bright. Now, am I still gonna go in with this brightening powder right here? Yes, but do you see how bright my under eyes still look? That never happens. I'm still gonna go ahead and take the brightening side of that contour kit here on this Morphe E48 brush, and I'm just going to kind of lightly tap this on and then kind of blend it down over the blush. I like there to be a nice faded transition from bright under eye into blush. So I love kind of just taking this, swooping it down, and then taking the leftover and just blending it onto this whole area right here, just so it's nice and seamless. I feel like you can see it's a little softer over here than it is on the other side. Ooh, yes, girl. You know what actually might be kind of a good idea because this color difference is still kind of happening? I'm gonna grab my beauty sponge here. I'm just gonna take some of that product and I'm gonna kind of stamp it right along in here to see if I can brighten this up a little. I don't know how well it shows up on camera, but in real life that just took this whole lower jaw area and lightened it up enough that it still doesn't exactly match, but it's a lot closer than it was. Okay, girl. Okay. Alright guys, so I found what I was looking for brows. I picked up this guy. I thought it was super intriguing. I think I got it from the Ulta website. It is their Ultimate Brow Universal Stencil Kit. Got it. Almost there. Whew, girl. All right, so we open it up. There's this tiny little sliver of a mirror, which I always just get kind of a kick out of. There's actually stencils right here, which is fun. And then there's these 3 little useless ass tools. Let's see what we got over here. Let's take a little inventory, if we will. Okay, this is half weird ass angle brush, half pointy sponge thing, which I don't hate the sponge things for eyeshadow, but girl, this big, that is 1 inch. What the hell is somebody gonna do with this 1 inch? Get bye. Then there is this tiny little 1 inch spoolie, girl. What? Bye. Now this, a mini tweezer. These have become invaluable lately. Y'all know I've been going through a lot of brow kits. These mini tweezers, they're not good for brows. They're absolutely pointless. I would never recommend them. But I tell you what, in a pinch, if you cannot open a package, having one of these handy, this is key. So you can stay here, get lost amongst the garbage. Let's keep going. So we have these 3 little troughs of color. So you can't really see that 3rd one right there, but that's more of the blonde shade. And then you have these 2. That's the brow bone highlight shade, which is not universal. And then yeah, this one right here is a wax. You guys know I don't use waxes, so your girl's not even gonna dive into that. But I think what I will do is take this medium brown shade right here. It's not exactly my color, but I think it'll be the closest. So I'm gonna take that in my JS7 brush and just start getting that into the brows. Now I did just do a powder brow tutorial, which I will of course link up for you guys. That's what I'm gonna do, just get it spoolied in through the brows and see how it works as a product. Okay, so you know what? The brows are a little bit too warm, like as far as the color goes, but that just went into my brows perfectly. Like it wasn't too powdery, it wasn't too ashy, it wasn't too anything. The actual tone is the tone it is in the pan. It's as it's swatched. It went in beautifully, not patchy, not weird. It worked. Like, I'm so happy with this. Now, recently in a video where I was going through different brow things, I had picked up this guy from Wet n Wild. This is their Ultimate Brow Mascara in You Got Aw Burned. And let me tell you, this does not work for me. That will not work for my brows. That is like if you're a straight up redhead auburn kind of situation. Will not work for me. So I'm just gonna go in with literally the first brow gel I can find and keep moving. And I didn't want to just go ahead and make a special trip and a special purchase just for one brow gel. So I didn't do it. Please don't hate me. I'm just gonna grab my ABH dip brow gel here. This is in dark brown, and I'm picking this one because the color of it, as you can see, is quite a bit darker, and I think it'll give me nice definition through the brows. Oh yeah, that's perfect. Look at the color. It did it. Oh my god, yes. Okay, so now we're gonna do some eyeshadow, and let me tell you, if you've been here for any length of time, what is one item from Wet n Wild that I will talk about forever? Girl, their color icon palettes. I freaking love these so much. I think every one that they make, because I find that the colors in these are so beautiful. Yes, sometimes there might be an issue with vibrancy here and there, but for the most part, for drugstore shadows, I think these are so beautiful. The consistency is amazing, and the color stories that they come up with for a drugstore line, I think is really beautiful. Now today, you'll be happy to know, I didn't pick Rosé in the Air, which is my favorite. It's the one that looks like the ABH Modern Renaissance palette. I love the colors in there. I have used that so many times on my channel, and I was like, girl, for today you need to pick something different. You need to like get up out the box of yours, and we're gonna take this one, which is VI Purple, and the colors in here are so beautiful. All right guys, so here she is all swatched out. I really love this palette because, as you can tell, fun little pops of color over here, some nice neutrals, this beautiful vibrant freaking gold. So good, you guys. I cannot say enough good things about their palettes. I'm so excited to dive in. Am I gonna do a super intense like crazy eye look? Probably not, but I do want it to have a little bit of bold, a little bit of colorful to it. Nothing crazy, but I want to just like walk that fun little line. All right, so I'm just priming these real quick with some Tarte Porcelain Beige Shape Tape. This is my standard for my eyes. I know it's not from Wet n Wild, but I just want to be fair to the shadows. I think to get started, I'm going to pick this warm tone brown on the end right here. It's one of the transition shades, and I'm going to just start working that through the crease on this BH Cosmetics number 5 Pro brush. All right, next up, I'm going to grab on the same brush just a little bit of this beige matte shade right here, just to blend out the edges of that very lightly. Just a little bit is all you need, and I just want to create a nice blend. Now it is going to deepen up that brow bone a little bit, but that's okay, because when I go in with highlight, I'll be able to press that back. And I also did take that original crease color, by the way, and I lightly ran it down onto the lower lash line, just mainly to like right in here, I would say just past the halfway point, just to give me a little bit of depth down there, but nothing too crazy. Okay guys, so I'm sitting here kind of playing and swatching around, and I think this is what I want to do on the lid. So what that's going to be is this gold shade right here, and then this really pretty shimmery shade. It has a little bit of like a duo duochrome light purple to dark purple moment going on, but I'm basically going to take some glitter glue, my NYX glitter glue. I'm going to lay that down, and then I'm going to go in with the purple shade on like the middle to outer portion of the eye, and then take the gold shade and hit that on the inner portion of the eye and blend them together. And I think that's going to give us a really nice gradient ombre eye with all shimmers. All right, and then just to kind of give me a little bit more depth in the outer V, God, I love this color combo. I'm gonna grab this dark purple shade right here on my BH Cosmetics. I believe this is the small number 6 brush from the Rose Quartz collection. I will link the Rose Quartz collection down below. It is one of my favorite collections BH has ever come out with. So I'm just gonna do this, deepen it up, and I'm just gonna work this in small circular motions as well. I don't want anything too crazy. I'm going in very, very light-handed for that reason. So I want to add just a little bit more pop to the lower lash line. I'm gonna grab this Royal and Langnickle. This is their Balm 18 detail brush. It's kind of like a flat smudger brush, and I want to grab, I think for the lower lash line, one of these 2 pink shades. I think actually I'm gonna take this darker, more magenta pink, which is this guy right here in the pan, and I'm just gonna smudge that onto the inner portion of the eye, right up next to that dark shade that I just put down there. Now next up, I'm gonna grab this little guy. I did buy a new one, obviously it's still in the package. This is the Wet n Wild Get the Skinny Laser Precision black skinny tip eyeliner, and I really love this. Now these don't last the longest time for me. I feel like they do dry out a little bit on the quick side, but I mean they're a couple dollars. I'm not mad at it. Now here is the tip, you guys. It is so insanely fine, and let me just show you like the level of precise you get with this. The line is so thin, and the way that this just hugs my upper lash line is so nice. It's so good. It dries down. It's a nice matte black formula. Goes on like a dream, doesn't feather. I mean, it's so good. Now, as a lot of you guys know, I did pick up their set of these sprays that they released. There was a rose, a cucumber, and a coconut, I believe. I've been playing around and testing these, but the rose one does smell pretty nice. So I pulled this from my own collection, but I also grabbed this guy. Now, this is their Photo Focus Matte Finish Setting Spray, and I have not used this in so long. As you can tell, it was a repurchase. I feel like I used to have one of these maybe a year and a half or so ago, and for whatever reason I just kind of drifted away from it, so I thought we would use this to go over and kind of seal everything in. Now before I go in with highlight, I always spray my face, so I'm going to take the rose one first, give myself a good little spurt. And for highlight, I have a couple of different options. I grabbed both of these. I believe actually I repurchased these because I wasn't sure if I still had them in my collection. This is their Mega Highlighting Powder in the shade Blossom Glow, which has more of like a light pinky hue to it, which your girl does not wear pink. We talked about this multiple times recently, but I thought this one would be really pretty to at least swatch and see if there was a pink highlight I could maybe get to know. I don't know. So I grabbed this, and then I also grabbed Precious Petals, which is a beautiful, beautiful light gold. As far as their loose highlights, I have one of those as well, and this is an I'm So Lit, and this is a beautiful shade, so I thought we could just swatch them all. Oh man, that was almost a disaster, but like, look at the amount of product. This whole container is like full, and just this will last you forever, and it's so freaking beautiful. So first up, we have I'm So Lit, which is just, it's so good. I love it so much. It does have more of like a glittery situation going on in it. Next up here, we have Precious Petals. Now that is definitely too deep for my skin tone. It's beautiful. The highlight is definitely there, but way too deep for me. All right, and then the last one is Blossom Glow. This is the one here with the pink reflect to it. I wouldn't be adverse to trying that one because I've never tried it before. I'm gonna go ahead here and grab my BH Studio Pro 18 highlighting brush and grab a little bit of this guy, and let's get to going. See if we can make it look good. Hello? Let's try to make some history with a pink highlight. Guys, why do I try with pink highlights? Yeah, it's definitely too dark. Even as I start to turn my head ever so slightly, you see how all of this gets very dark and casts very dark? Yep, too dark. So instead I'm going to take I'm So Lit, which is this loose one, same brush here, and let's go ahead and hit the other cheek with that. Hello, blinding. I'm just going to take and pull a little bit of that down too onto the tear duct area. All right, so now one more spray with the rose spray. So because that highlight was a little bit, you know, needing some help, some assistance really pressing into the skin, I'm going to take a little bit of their rose toner water real quick and just do one spray on each cheek over the highlight, and then while that is lightly damp, I'm going to take my beauty sponge here and press that into the skin. All right, guys, so as we know, I don't have much luck with Wet n Wild mascaras on this channel, but I did pick up a different one that I haven't tried. So I'm going to be doing both eyes today with the Wet n Wild Lash Out Loud Volumizing Plus Mascara. This is in shade Amped Black, and it says here 10 times the volume, new lash fandom, and we're going to do this on both sides. Curl my lashes first with my Tarte Lash Curler, per usual, apply this, and then see where we're at. So I have to be honest with you, I actually don't hate this mascara. I don't think it's something you can really see on camera, but out of all the Wet n Wild mascaras I've tried, I feel like this one not only applies pretty nicely, but it does give you a clump factor that isn't so over the top and like stringy, ugly, clumpy. It is kind of a spidery clump, but not over the top. It's buildable, it does work, and out of all the Wet n Wild mascaras, like I said, this is definitely one that actually does do something, which I like. Now I am going to go ahead and finish up the eyes with a little bit more depth. I probably don't need it, but your girl wants it. So this is the Wet n Wild Black Gel Liner. It's just one of these. It's a little twist up retractable one. So I'm going to hit the upper and lower water lines with this. Yeah, I don't think I like this. This little guy is not giving me any color at all, and what I am getting is like a light gray. Like when you apply it, I'm pressing pretty hard right now just to get that, which isn't super black. And then when you apply it to the waterline, all it does is like stab you, so it makes your eyes water worse. Don't know that I love that. Maybe I just need to like break off some and go farther down. Maybe it's just dry on the outside, but don't know that I love that. Now for lips, I picked up two of these. These are their Perfect Pout lip colors. I have the shade Ring Around the Rosie, which is really nice. These are a beautiful creamy formula. I actually really like these. And then I also grabbed, what shade is this here? Wow, that's beautiful. This is a deep ass shade in 99% chance of wine. Oh my god, I need to use this just because the name is fantastic. Let's go ahead and get it in here. I'm not gonna line my lips because I don't want to. Just look at that. So good. And okay, you guys, this is the finished look. What do you think? Oh my god, this lip is literally giving me life. I'm diehard obsessed. Overall, I really actually, just as a side note, do love these lip products from them. They go on, they dry down a little bit, and they do have more of a matte texture to them, but the way that they apply is just really pleasant, and overall, they're just a fantastic formula. I really like them. This one applied like 1% patchy, but it went on and it smoothed itself out, so I'm not mad at it. When it comes to Wet n Wild, you guys, I feel like I'm a very polarized, like I either really like a product or I really don't. A good example of that is their, what was that, Rose collection, the one where they released the couple of things like the oils that I was talking about at the beginning of this video. That whole collection, I really didn't love the makeup for it. I felt like the eyeshadows weren't up to par. They were really chalky and inconsistent. I didn't love the lipsticks. As an overall blanket statement, I really don't like their liquid catsuits or their liquid lipsticks that are the glossy formula. I don't love those either. But other than those couple of things and a couple of instances, I find that overall Wet n Wild is a really nice, consistent drugstore brand. I had such a good time doing this eye look, hanging out with you guys today. Thank you so much for letting me do videos like this. I'm in a completely different mood than when I started this video 2.5, 3-ish hours ago, and I just really had such a fun time sitting here and getting to enjoy makeup, enjoy you guys, and just hang out. And I know it's kind of random lately, like, I love that these full face of one brands are making such a comeback, and they're existing on the internet more, because I love filming these kind of videos so much. Like I told you at the beginning, it's a good way for me to just like sit down and enjoy it. And lately I've just been kind of like in a weird headspace. I've been a little bit like a little bit down, a little bit funky, and I just feel like this was so fun. So thank you guys for letting me do these. Please don't forget, you can always leave everything down below if there's ever anything you want to see, a full face of one brand. So please be sure to leave all of your thoughts and everything down below. And if you're down there, you want to scuttle on up to that description box, you can check me out on Instagram. Okay, and while you're down there leaving me all your thoughts and opinions, you can check me out on Instagram and on Twitter. They're both linked down below. They're a hyperlink, so all you have to do is click them and then click follow. And if you haven't done so yet, you can also subscribe and turn on your post notifications for this here YouTube channel, because y'all, I upload 5 videos a week. 5. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. They go up bright and early between 6 and 7 a.m. my time here in Northern Michigan. It is good, it is early, it is fun, it is fresh. We wake up bright and early together, we drink the coffee, we get the kids ready, the husband ready, we do our lives together every single morning, and it is so fun to get to always hang out with you guys and know that I'm not doing this world alone. But you guys, that is it. Thank you all so much for watching. Please do not forget to have a great day, night, weekend, whatever it is when you're watching this, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Rose multi-use oil if you have dry skin. Shh. I know of 2 little doggies that need to lay down because I don't need the pitter-patter of your little toenails all over my audio. So could you maybe just like sit down just for like a little while? Please just let Sissy accomplish one thing today, and then I promise I will just come back to immediately rubbing your bellies all night. Guys, I almost thought I was done, and then I realized I missed my entire mustache area. Like, there was no foundation right here. Paige, get it together. Love every minute of it. What is this right here? What is going on? My lipstick was traveling all the way up to my damn ear. It was like, no, like, you need to quit that. Calm down. Y'all hear that motorcycle? But good Lord, sir, calm your ass down.